and welcome everyone to episode 12 of the Yarn Hellions. We are really excited to be here, and I am Sarah Flynn. I own the Superfine Yarn Company here in Cleveland, and this is Christine Parker of Christine Parker Co., designer of all sorts of things, and we have a lot of things to share with you this week.
Sarah, you had a very exciting thing happen since we've recorded last.
I did. I was on Fox 8 New Day Cleveland with a little spot, which was, so exciting. So I was stressed out about doing it, and it just turned out really great. And they just came in and asked me questions, and then I liked the way they edited it. It just had me just chatting about the business. And then the cameraman, he walked around. You can see there's I set up different little areas, so he would pan in on different things. So yeah,
it was cool to watch the clip. They showed so many pretty yarns and the different little corners of your studio, and there was even a dyeing. You did a little dyeing demonstration.
Yeah. So
that was cool.
Yeah. So
is that where can we find the clip?
On my Instagram, you'll see a screenshot with me on it. It says Sarah Flynn, Superfine Yarn Company owner. It's it'll just be a few back. Okay. That's the best place. The link's in the bio.
Oh, cool. Very good. Yeah, that was fun to watch.
I am fully vaccinated.
Yay, me too.
So actually, when are we doing this together? Next time?
Yeah, next time. This will be our last Zoom episode, and then I'm canceling my Zoom subscription because I don't want to pay for it anymore.
No.
Yeah, so next time we'll be in person. I think we'll have to decide if we want to record in your studio or here or somewhere. I don't know. I have visions of going to the beach, Edgewater Park, and recording in front of the lake or whatever. I don't know if that's actually feasible, but it would be cool if we could. So this is episode 12. We're talking about thriller books today, and then the next episode, our first one in person, that'll be May 21st, and we're going to talk about awesome patterns for beginner knitters, awesome beginner patterns, easy peasy ones. That'll be Friday, May 21st, and then episode 14 will be June 1st, and we're going to recap the Great Lakes Fiber Show in Wooster, Ohio, because Sarah's vending there, and I'm going to go hang out. I'm so excited to go to that fiber show. Oh my God. Will this be your first in-person show?
In-person show, yes.
In a while? Yeah.
2019 November was Vogue Knitting in Columbus. I think that was my last in-person.
No, because I met you in February.
Yep, February 2020. You're right. Yeah. At oh my gosh, what was that one? Wild and Woolly.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, that'll be really fun to go and pet a bunch of yarn and see the different sheep and the breed. They always have Angora rabbits and the different alpacas and the llamas. Is llama yarn a thing?
No, I don't know why, but not as far as I know.
Yeah. But there's always the animals and they have spinning demonstrations, and there's all kinds of contests for the coolest, most awesome shawl and different knit objects and whatever. So I'm excited to go and see all those. And we're gonna have our postcards and our little pinback buttons to give out. I feel like my camera is way higher up than it usually is.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna adjust it really quick. Oh, and before I adjust it, when I sit up, you can see my shirt.
Okay. Oh my gosh! Shut up! Did not see that.
Okay, I'm going to show my shirt again because I'm
super
excited about that. Yeah, guys. So there's a lamp above my head that I just knocked into. Oh yeah. I have shirts coming, you guys.
Gosh.
I have the Rude rainbow ones. There will be Rude solid color ones. So like tasteful black and white on black or white background. And then there will be the go away I'm knitting and go away I'm crocheting in either rainbow or tasteful monochrome. So there's 8 different shirts of just this design coming. And then I have like a bunch of other stuff, different shirts. Like, I don't know. I think I shared on my Patreon, I was like working on these like rainbow moth illustrations like months ago. So those, like, I finally have merch with that on them. I've got a bunch of different like doodles and stuff that I'll have like new stickers and t-shirts and mugs and what else? Maybe tote bags. I have to make sure they're in stock at the printer, but yeah, so that'll have like a whole bunch of stuff coming. So that'll be Saturday, May 15th. That's next week. I'm going to have a big shop update so you guys can, lots of fun stuff.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And we have the giveaway from last episode. Yes.
Gosh.
The one that bamboozled me, 10 care.
I do not care.
Yeah. And that would,
okay.
Tell me again who that was from.
Stitch and Skein in Marion, Ohio.
That's right. Yes, she's the new yarn shop
owner. So yeah,
cool.
Definitely check her website out.
Yeah.
And this goes to Jenny C. So
yay.
Her on YouTube and let her know she won.
Yay! Thanks, Jenny.
Yeah.
Oh. I feel so disorganized today. Like I'm usually pretty disorganized, but I feel extra disorganized today. I don't know why. I already forgot what our question was for the last episode.
Oh, it was sharing Instagram.
That's right. I don't think I ever went back and looked at any of the comments.
Oh, that's fine. I did. So
okay, good.
Yeah.
Glad you're on top of it. I'll have to go back and look because I am certain that all of you have awesome ideas for people that we need to follow. We have a prize for today too, right?
We do. So we were going to talk about our favorite thrillers a little later. And then the prize is going to be, so we want you to share your favorite thrillers with us. And the prize is going to be a Retrowhirl kit with, I've had some freshly dyed pennyroyal here.
Oh, so good.
And so 2 skeins of that and the pattern.
Yes. Okay. So the Retrowhirl pattern set that I've been talking about since our very first episode is the cowl. Remember this? Cozy cowl. And then the hat. Awesome. This is the scrappy version because, as I said, I am poorly prepared. I could not find the purple one. I looked everywhere. I don't know where it is. So this is the scrappy hat, the cowl. Those patterns will come out. Actually, when you're watching this, they will be out already. They'll have come out on the day before. So if you want to enter our giveaway, Sarah's got the kit. You'll get 2 skeins of yarn. You'll get both patterns. So you'll have enough yarn to make both the hat and the cowl. And you'll get the pattern. The pattern will be included in the prize. So tell us your favorite thrillers. Leave a comment and we will pick one. And that will be very cool. I'm so excited about the Retrowhirl hat and the cowl. Oh my God. This is like my biggest, bestest pattern yet. I worked really, really, really hard on this one. I've been working on it forever. It's pristine. It's so clean. It's really good. It went through tech editing. The testers are finishing up this week. I had to learn how to do pattern grading because there's 7 different sizes. And then I had to redo all the sizes after the testers were like, why did you size it this way? This is totally weird and wrong. Nobody's head is shaped this way. What is wrong with you? So I had to go back and change a bunch of all the numbers, but now it's perfect. So yeah. It's a good pattern. And they'll be able to, you can buy them either individually on Ravelry or Etsy, or they'll be bundled too, and you can save a couple bucks. So yeah, we'll put the link for those in the show notes. And because this pattern is so exciting and I am so excited and I want to make another one, we're going to do a knit along, our first ever Yarn Hellions knit along for the Retrowhirl set. We will, let me get my notes. We're going to cast on in our next episode, which is episode 13 on May 21st. We'll be able to cast on in person together.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And then, so where? Oh my God, you guys, what is happening to me? Oh, okay. Sorry, I found it. Okay, so the Yarn Hellions knit along, we're going to cast on next episode 13 on Friday, May 21st. And then we'll like share a project, progress and projects in episode 14 on June 4th. That's the next Friday. And like on our Instagrams and stuff, we will have a project hashtag. It's YH RetrowhirlKAL. I'll put it on the screen so you can see it with your eyes. So you can tag your stuff with that and with the project tags, and then we'll share your stuff on social media. And then our first episode in July, which is Friday, July 2nd, episode 15, we'll bind off and share our finished projects. I'm going to make mine with Sarah's Advent kit from the 2020
nice.
Advent kit. Yeah, I'm really excited to use some of those minis. So yeah, we hope you will join us. I'm really excited. So you have more yarn?
I do.
Let's see it.
I have one that I've been putting up. I think I put it up a lot last weekend and people really liked it. So I sold a few and I still have a few of these. This is on Superwash stock, Riotous stock. Come and get it. So super vibrant.
That's pretty.
A lot going on. So like some darker purples, some magenta. There's like some lighter pink, like a spring green, teal. It has a lot happening. So it is super, super fun.
It's amazing how you can get so many colors on there without it like just all turning brown.
Yeah, it's putting the dye on, like with the, if you look at like the time lapse, putting the dye on kind of dry and rubbing it in like that really helps. Because if it's liquid, it does tend to just, after a certain point, it just all blends together, or one color takes over and it's all mostly blue. Or, so that's how it gets to be like that. So, and then this is the untwisted one. Hey. And then I have a DK weight, and this is Cherish. So blues, there's like a lot of like burnt coppery,
rusty red.
And then there's just a lot. Definitely more blues, a little bit of pink. So super good. It was like a hat or a cowl, I think.
Oh yeah, and that's DK.
Yeah.
Cool.
There that is. Oh. So I have some other new ones, but I'm trying not to share too many at once. So I put most of the new ones up on the site, and then I'm trying to think if I'll put any more up before Great Lakes. Maybe not, because I'm trying to kind of stock up. So I have I have 6 new colors up right now, all in Riotous stock and DK. So I'll share them the next few shows, but then for Great Lakes I'll have a lot of new colors.
Yay.
And the bulky has been out of stock and it just came back, so I'm gonna dye more of that for Great Lakes. So I'm excited.
I love that. That bulky. The real twisty.
Yeah. It's been out of stock for 3 months, so happy.
I have a cat on this side and a cat on this side, and they keep trying to touch me. Get out of here.
Where are the dogs?
The dogs are on the floor. I'm surprised because Bindi always wants to be in my lap, but I'm in a chair and not on the couch this time. So there's like, I mean, these chairs are big enough that she could get in there, but she'll like I have to hold her so she doesn't fall off. Oh, one other thing I want to just mention real quick, and then we can talk about books, is so for Worldwide Knit in Public Day, that is June 12th. It's a Saturday. I'm going to host a knit together hang, in-person hang. So if you're in Cleveland and you want to come knit in public with me, I will be at Edgewater Park in Cleveland from 1 to 5 that day, assuming the weather cooperates. I will have my knitting. I will have Phyllis Vance if it's not too hot. So please come and hang out. It'll be like social distancing. Like, I'm not going to share your air. Sorry. So please wear your mask. Please bring your own chair. I'm not providing beverages or anything like that. Bring your water, bring your shade, whatever. Bring your knitting. That's required. And then the day before that is my birthday. So you also have to bring me a present. That is also required. So that's Worldwide Knit in Public Day, Saturday, June 12th at Edgewater Park from 1 to 5. Be there or be square. Okay. Ready for thrillers?
No, I have to show you my socks.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
No, please do. Let's see them.
Oh my gosh. So there's been, I actually love Instagram so much because I have so many sock coaches on there now because I'll be like, what am I doing? Because this is wrong. And I've done that twice since last time and have gotten help. So it's awesome. But I do have very exciting. So this is my first, this is Riza Knits Vanilla Extract Sock with Knitterly Things, self-striping, bold and beautiful colorway. So the only thing is I was so stressed about getting this part to fit and getting this part like done and right. And my heel turned out good. I just I switched to 9-inch circulars instead of magic loops. So just like the one that's like this. And the tension was different. So this part is really like slouchy and baggy, and that's not how I like my socks. So should have tried them on. Well, and with the magic loop, you can scooch them to like the cord and try them on. With the 9-inch circ, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, So I think I'm gonna rip it back and do magic loop again, or do the 9-inch circs and cut back like 6 stitches or something. So I asked for advice on that. And I think what I'm going to do, I started the second sock with magic loop. I think I'm going to keep it magic loop the whole time. And then, this is all jumped up. See if that's the right tension on the leg. And then I'll just go back and do the other leg with magic loop if it's not good adjust. But I'm really having fun. I thought I was better at casting on my other toe. And so.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that you guys know I don't knit socks, but I hear people talking about socks, and I feel like people who knit socks knit a bunch of socks and try different things until they find their magic personal favorite sock recipe.
That's kind of where I am right now. And then the other thing is I got the medium sock blockers, but it's not like, I wonder how blocky you need it to be. Like this is kind of loose on there. So I don't know if I need the next size up. So somebody, how tight my sock blockers should be. And I don't want to block them too much, but this seems like it's not really going to stretch them out very much. Yeah. So there's that. And then I was so excited. But this last time I used, this is Midnight Kiss in the Romney sock. And so kind of like deep blues, there's like a little bit of tobacco in there. It's a really nice color. I cast on 2 at a time socks.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So I really, really love how they're knitting up. So you can see the colorway a little better there. So, oh my gosh. So I'm really proud of this, except I had ladders like on the sides. And there's all sorts of advice on this too. So you won't be able to see it, but so there's tons of advice. There's, tug really tight on the first stitch. There's don't tug really tight on the first stitch because you're messing it up and you're creating a ladder because you're not doing your tension evenly across the row. There's tug the second stitch. And I had been tugging the first stitch really hard, so I knew it wasn't that. So someone told me, I think it's, oh man, I'll have to put it in the notes. When you start a row after your first 2 stitches, you pull like you're knitting with this, instead of having your needle like in the front of the magic loop, you once you start knitting, you pull this cord up in front of your needle, and then that is not putting the tension on those first stitches.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I know it's kind of hard to see, but see the like cord is in front of the needle, so then it's not pulling so much. So far it's hard to tell. I've gone like maybe 6 rows past where the ladders were really bad, and they look better. So I'm gonna keep going. But it's funny, some, I don't know where, because it's where it is on the needles, but some seem like the one had like a worse ladder than the other one. So it's funny, like where it is. So trying to get more even on that. And then because I got so into sock yarn, I went and bought some, and this, it just jumped out at me. I'll have to show you the picture because this is Artistic Yarn by Abby, and it's a dragon fruit colorway.
Cute.
I know. I just was like so impressed. I couldn't handle it. So I got it for myself.
Nice.
So that'll be.
I understand because I have a rule, and the rule is if a yarn makes me go, I have to buy it.
Yeah, like if I've been around yarn this much and I'm like so impressed by it, I was like, this is mine. And I never buy yarn for myself because I always am knitting samples and stuff like that. So I'm
good for you.
Really so excited. So I'll put her in.
Who's that by again?
Artistic Yarn by Abby.
Nice. Good job, Abby. I have never eaten a dragon fruit. Have you?
No, I've seen it, but I haven't ever. Yeah, it's like white with little black flecks on it.
When we hosted our exchange student, she was from Thailand, and so she's like, let's go to there's like an Asian market on the south side of Cleveland. She's like, let's go get some like stuff from Thailand, and I want you to try it. And she tried to feed us durian fruit.
Oh,
have you ever heard it? Oh my God. Oh,
it's
wowie. And we're like, what is wrong with you? Why would you feed this to us? She's like, I hate it. So like I knew that,
she didn't like it either.
No, she's like, it's disgusting. Please try it.
But here, please go ahead.
Yeah.
I got a blended durian drink at a place kind of close to downtown years ago.
Yeah.
It's got the most pungent smell you've ever smelled.
It's like skunky.
Yeah. And almost like
bitter. I don't know. It's very weird. It's not. Although some people it's like one of those things where some people love it.
I'm sure it's an acquired taste where you learn to like it.
I was not a fan.
So that's all my knitting.
I have no knitting.
Well, you've been designing, so
I have, but I've also been like that waffle stitch. I'm busy. Did you hear the cat screaming at me? Doing something. I've been working on the waffle stitch blanket pattern. That's going to be my next pattern. But I'm like right at the end. I'm in the second to last stripe, and it's like so boring and tedious, and I don't want to work on it. But I'm like, this is your job. You chose this. This is your grave. Now you must lay in it. And so I like won't let myself work on anything else because this blanket's not done. And so I'm just like not knitting at all. But I do have when the test knitters were starting their Retrowhirl test knits, I was like, oh, that like is fun. I want to play. So a couple weeks ago, I started a Retrowhirl hat that I just like have been, I mean, it's just totally mindless because once you get past the ribbing, it's just stuck in that all the way around. And yeah, so I've just been carrying this around. It's like my travel project right now. But yeah, I feel like I'm like, oh, I will become a knitting designer and then I'll get to knit all the time. And I swear I knit far less now. Yeah.
Yeah. Dyers say that too, because you get into it because you love knitting usually. And then it's like, no, there's not time.
It's weird how that is. Like, that's why I started editing books too. Cause I'm like, I love to read. I love to write. Let me edit books. No, editing is horrible.
It's a whole different
thing.
It's
just totally, it's completely different than what you're expecting.
And the same as owning a business too. You do.
Yeah.
Even with this, you're still doing 40%, accounting and
boring stuff,
photography, 60. Yeah. Lots of other stuff that you didn't think about when you started.
You mean I have to do math? What?
Yeah, right.
No. Okay, now are we ready for books?
Yeah, now we're ready for books. Okay. You go ahead.
Oh, geez. Okay. So we were talking about this before we started recording, but like so we wanted to talk about our favorite thriller books, and I've read quite a few, but it's been a while. So I just like went through my Goodreads list and like wrote down titles that fell into the thriller category. So I'm going to tell you the titles that I wrote down, Sarah. And if you have read any, or if you want to talk about any, let me know. So the first one was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series by Stieg Larsson. Fucking amazing.
So good.
The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. And I know like that one, like it's a lot of beef because people say like that's not not well written.
But at the time it was the biggest book ever. I mean, it was huge.
I will say I haven't read it since I like finished my creative writing degree and like didn't like learned how to actually write well. So I'm due for a reread and I can report back if it's actually well written or not. But yeah, oh my God, I love that book. Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Oh my God. And then There Were None by Agatha Christie. We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. That one is great. It's a novella, so it's short and it's not like it's like creepy thriller, like a psychological thriller where like there's not like gore or like a ton of action, but like so it was written in like the 50s or 60s, I think, and it's about two sisters living alone together in a big house because one of them it was suspected of poisoning all the rest of the family except for the one sister. So like it was like a mom and a dad and a grandpa and maybe a brother, and then the two sisters, and it's like the one sister is suspected of poisoning everybody, but except for the one sister who didn't die. So that's really, I don't know, it's like really creepy, weird family dynamics. The Lovely Bones by Alice Siebold. Nothing? No. The Bone Collector by Jeffrey Deever. That one's that's like a 90s. They made it into a movie in the 90s with Angelina Jolie and Denzel Washington.
I saw that. Yeah.
In the Woods, which is in the Dublin Murder Squad series by Tana French. Tana French?
I think Tana.
And the last one I have is The Alienist by Caleb Carr.
Ooh,
You'd
no,
like.
I watched the TV show, but I didn't read it.
I didn't know there was a show.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, yeah. That's the I mean, it's historical, so that one would be right up your alley.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's see. So like the classic is the Agatha Christie, and then there were none. I saw the play first. It was like put on at I saw it at Great Lakes Theater, and it just like totally warped my mind. Like it's one of those like Agatha Christie is so. Have you read any Agatha Christie books?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, she's just so good at like the twist ending where you're like, wait, what? Like how? What? But then, like, you know, they as they're like tying the ends up or whatever, and at the end of the story, like everything gets wrapped up, and you're like, oh, like that all makes sense. But it just, I don't know. And then there were none is about like a group of people who get stranded on an island, like there's a storm or something, and the boat leaves, and they're just like in this big hotel on an island, and then they start dying one by one, and you know there's no police or investigators there, so they're like trying to figure out who amongst them, you know, there's 12 of them or whatever, who is killing them. So that one's really good. What were some on your list?
Yeah, I picked my top 3, but oh my gosh, just the first thing that really stuck out was Heartsick by Chelsea Cain, which I don't think a lot of people know about, but I got obsessed with this. And there's multiple books in the series, and I got to meet her. So that's why I just love this one. So dark, so not usually up my alley, but amazing. Female serial killer. And the detective who's been tracking her gets trapped by her. And this is all in like the synopsis because you kind of, but it's the banter and the terror. She is terrifying. The killer's name is Gretchen. And it's like such a good dynamic.
That's a good killer name.
Ooh, yeah. So I really recommend that. Dr. Sleep by Stephen King, which I have to admit, just as a librarian, I'm not like a literary, like snooty librarian, and really never have been. But for some reason, I always had a thing about Stephen King, like, oh, it's Stephen King. It's, you know, and I didn't think I liked like spooky stuff that much. And really only about 10 years ago started reading Stephen King, and I had someone come up and request one of his books, and then they said, you just started talking, and I said, oh, I've never really read him, and they're like, you need to read The Stand. Read The Stand. And I did, and it's amazing. It's one of my favorite books now. It's just post-apocalyptic, just terrifying, all of this, just so many good characters, amazing. So now I've been reading, and he had a really good column for years for Entertainment Weekly where he recommended what he's reading, and all of those picks were good. Yeah.
It's Dr. Sleep isn't that the sequel to
The Shining? Yeah. Which is so cool. So Danny, the little boy, is an adult. And it's really good. There's I don't know how to not spoil anything, but yeah, there's a little girl that also like has some of the, like similar powers to what he has, and there's these dark forces, and he doesn't want to get sucked back into all this again, but he knows she needs his help. It's spooky and wonderful and really good.
Have you read The Shining?
I have.
That's on my list, but I'm scared to read Stephen King.
It's different than the movie too, which is why I read it, just to kind of see the differences. But yeah, I mean, it's spooky, but it's like when you're reading it, you're like, oh, this is why he's like who he is, because it's scary. And then and I think this is a Stephen King pick because this is from a little while ago, The Terror by Dan Simmons. And it's it's a fictionalized version of an Arctic expedition in about like the 1840s. And things start going wrong. And the way they did it they would get to a certain point, like above Canada, and you'd get you knew you were going to get frozen in for the winter because you couldn't make the whole trip. So you planned enough to get frozen in and then thawed out, and then you'd keep going. And you could get out and walk around on the ice because you were frozen in. And then you try to get try to get farther each trip, and so scary. Things start happening. There's nowhere to go. It's good and terrifying.
They're like being trapped together anywhere. Like I swear that's always like a really good story. So that one's like a historical.
It's historical, but based on, then you go read about it and you're like, okay, like, a lot of people died on this trip, and they found it's based on real events, but it's fictional. Fictionalized.
Add that to my list.
One of the shipwrecks. You can read about it. It's crazy. So like they were real boats.
That is horrifying.
Yeah. So those are my 3. They're both all scary.
These cats, man. You don't have cats, right?
I don't.
You have dogs.
So allergic. My face like blows up.
Oh, well then we can never film at my house.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Some drugs, but yeah, I tried to adopt a kitten in college. And 2 weeks.
Well, they're like, I love them, but they're so annoying. Were there any books that I listed that you want me to talk about, like tell you about?
Yeah, I want to know about, oh my gosh, I scrolled right past. I want to know about the Alienist books because I love the show. I want to know, tell me like what you thought of the books.
Okay. So it's a historical. It's set in, oh my God, you had to ask me about the one that I remember the least about. Let me look it up really quick.
Like Victoria? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a Victorian era. So The Alienist by Caleb Carr. And so there's a newspaper reporter and a doctor who Dr. Laszlo Kreisler is like an early psychologist, but they call him I guess when that science was starting out, they called him the alienist. And they find a horribly mutilated body of an adolescent boy abandoned on the unfinished Williamsburg Bridge. And so then they these 2 characters get together and try to solve the murder mystery, they embark on a revolutionary effort in criminology. Oh, so it's like the early criminal profiling.
Yeah.
I forgot all of this since reading. I'm just like, there's a murder and it's in history. That's all I still got. So yeah, set in a Gilded Age New York, with its tenements and mansions, corrupt cops and flamboyant gangsters, shining opera houses, and seamy gin mills. So, yeah, this makes me want to read it again because I don't remember any of it.
You want to read it? Yeah.
What's the? I can't believe there's I can't believe there's a show.
Yeah,
but that sounds awesome.
TNT. It's on a strange channel, and I don't know how I got into it, but really good.
Yeah. I mean, if you're into like psychology or criminal profiling or like I like anything historical, I'm like, yep, I'm there. Give me it.
Yeah. No, it's well done.
You mentioned you haven't read Gone Girl. That's another.
I haven't.
Have you read any?
You've actually
Gillian
told
Flynn?
me to read it, and I haven't yet.
That's
I haven't
another.
read any.
Gillian Flynn is like another like master of the mind fuckery. Like that'll like the twists at the end just come out of nowhere and you're like, what? I remember listening. I think I listened to Gone Girl with Devin, my husband, and at the end we just like looked at each other and we were like, what the fuck? What? So yeah, twisty. That one's very. Gone Girl is about. It's about a husband and wife, and something happens, and they start suspecting each other. Like one of them suspects the other of having an affair, or maybe the other way around, or there's a murder. I don't know. don't listen to my synopsis, just the part where it's like the intense mind fuckery. That's really all you need to know. Like if you want it's contemporary, and it's set in like small town America or something. So if either of those things sounds interesting to you and you want a good like mind.
All right, I'll have to try it.
Yeah, it is good. Gillian Flynn's really good. And she has a couple other, like that one's a full-length novel. But she has a couple of shorter books that are also really good, like Sharp Objects, which I also don't remember what it's about. But that one is good. I think that has something to do with teeth. Something. She's an excellent writer. I just can't remember anything. And then In the Woods, the Tana French book, the Dublin Murder Squad, if you like it's set obviously in Ireland, and it like follows, the series follows a couple different cops and investigators in the Dublin Murder Squad. So like that's like really forensic details and like lots of investigatory stuff. She's another excellent writer, Tana French. So that's what I have. And now all of our friends have to tell us what they like to read.
Be reading.
What should we be reading?
Yeah.
All your favorite thrillers. And is that it? Do you have anything else?
I don't. That's
okay.
it, yeah.
So yeah, enter the giveaway. Tell us your favorite book, your favorite thrillers, and you can be entered to win the Retrowhirl pattern set and the yarn kit. Start collecting your minis and your little scraps and whatever yarn you're going to make for the knit along, because we'll cast that on. That'll start Friday, May 21st. And mark your calendar for Worldwide Knit in Public Day, Saturday, June 12th, which is the day after my birthday. You can start planning what you're going to get me for a present. And the sheep and wool, no, what is it called? The Worcester
Great Lakes.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, that's Memorial Day weekend in Worcester, Ohio, and we'll be there hanging out. Come see us. Is that
Yeah, I think that is it.
Is that all the reminders?
If you enjoy this, please subscribe. That helps out, and comment below. And we're so glad you could join us.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, you guys.
Yay. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.